Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Andy Beshear visited the mountains on Monday to announce some funding for needed improvements in one county. And one college coach from our area is recovering following some recent health concerns.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 5:33 on Tuesday, August 30th. Let's go over and check in with Brandon, who may be a little tired this morning.
Just a smidge.
Just a little.
There's some fog out there and there's some fog in here, so there you go. But,
and you know what else we did not talk about earlier? There is a little bit of fog, not terrible.
Yes.
But the one thing too to look out for are, I saw several deer on my way over.
I
be
must
careful.
have missed those on my way, because I came through Knott County last night, but they must not have been out like they were this morning when you came through. So good advice, good advice. All right, let's head on over to the fog map there, the visibility map, and you can see not a lot of folks there below the 5-mile threshold, but we have seen outside the WIMT studios and over downtown Whitesburg, it's starting to get worse. So just be careful out there in most areas this morning. 62 in Clintwood, 72 in Jackson and Somerset. That is our range this morning, but a lot of mid to upper 60s and low 70s across the region. Some cooler temperatures across most of the board there this morning, with 3 degrees cooler than it was this time yesterday in Pikeville, Prestonsburg, 4 degrees colder in Moorhead and Logan, and 1 degree warmer in Harlan and London this morning. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. Your First Alert weather app is going to be a handy tool to have today, because it is going to tell you if you're going to have scattered chances for showers and storms, which that looks to be the case off and on throughout the day. And temperatures will stay in the upper 70s unless we get lucky and see some late day sunshine, which I don't think will be the case. I think clouds are going to hang around with us for the most part as we head deeper into the afternoon hours. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. Well, Governor Andy Beshear made a stop in Louisa on Monday, handing out some funds that Senior Advisor Rocky Atkins called a hand-up, not a handout. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the governor's latest visit to the mountains.
So we're here today to make investments in this community and all of Eastern Kentucky.
$2.4 million in infrastructure investments.
To get basic operations back in place to lift our people up once again.
Announced by Governor Andy Beshear Monday, Lawrence County officials accepted 4 checks, funding projects aimed at building up and moving forward.
When we look at what makes a community thrive, and this is one that's growing, public safety has to be there. Basic infrastructure has to be there.
From a more than $98,000 school sidewalk project.
There's a lot of our students that travel back and forth. Between here and Meadowbrook, will be walking after school, before school, and it provides a safer route for them.
To $1.5 million split between 2 fire departments for rebuilding and remodeling.
Having a facility that you can store your equipment and train is very big.
To another $867,000 devoted to waterline extensions, serving 58 families who have never been connected to city water.
This might be the best shot of each and every one of our lifetime to do that.
We're digging out, what you might say, and these funds, any funds that we get, is very appreciative.
Governor Beshear says his administration is happy to bring more to the county.
We bring in that investment. We can ultimately feed those individuals while providing better lives for our people.
All of this is going to help create new jobs in this area and create a bright future for Lawrence County.
The county prepares to bring more to the region. In Lawrence County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
After a stop in Louisa, Governor Beshear visited Boyd County, where he announced a high-speed internet expansion project to connect 19,000 homes and businesses. And police in southern Kentucky are warning small businesses with ATMs to take extra precautions. This comes after multiple thefts in at least 3 counties and possibly even into northern Tennessee. The owner of one store in Knox County says the thieves caused $25,000 in damage during the crime. Similar crimes have been reported in Whitley and Laurel counties, as well as northern Tennessee. Police believe the same group is responsible for the crimes. First, stealing a truck or van, then using it to pull out the ATM.
To me, it's sort of foolish because They take a big chance. Even if they get an ATM, they have no idea what's in that ATM.
Officials with the Knox County Sheriff's Office say 3 ATM machines have been stolen in the last 2 months. Family and friends will say goodbye to a Hazard icon and legendary businessman later today. L.D. Gorman died Saturday at the age of 97. He never retired and owned and operated several businesses throughout the years, including banks, coal mines, and land companies, among others. He was also an avid golfer, University of Kentucky basketball superfan, and counted several celebrities, coaches, and political figures among his friends. His visitation is from noon until his funeral at 2 p.m. at First Baptist Church in Hazard. Addiction is an ongoing issue that continues to plague our region, but there are several treatment and recovery services to help those battling addiction. On Monday, one underserved community welcomed a women's residential center, and other facilities are coming soon. WYMT's Alyssa Williams has more.
Aiming to serve the women of Hazard and surrounding communities.
And now we're going to have somewhere that's closer to home for them to be able to reside and get treatment.
Before the Beacons of Hope Women's Residential Facility opened its doors on Monday, women seeking residential recovery would have to travel more than an hour away to be treated.
It's hard for a family to travel 2 hours to see visitations and participate in them. Here, they'll be able to have visitations, they'll be able to take part in family therapy. It's really good. It's really good service just for the local area.
But the Beacons of Hope mission isn't ending with the women's facility. There will be a men's facility, a common area, and a withdrawal center in the next year.
We'll strive to have a campus type approach where it's a one-stop shop, so to speak. Have, men's facility, women's facility, medical withdrawal management, medically enhanced treatment. I believe it's going to be really groundbreaking, especially for this area.
Those with Beacons of Hope say they are excited to fulfill a vital need in this area.
And from my own unique perspective, I spent 20 years as a police officer, so I've seen firsthand what addiction does to people and their families. And it's just great to see that a service like this is finally coming to Hazard and Perry County.
Aiming to become a beacon of hope for those struggling with addiction. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
In addition to the men's, women's, and withdrawal facilities, those with Beacons of Hope say they would like to offer a sober living facility in the future as well. EKU head coach Walt Wells is recovering this morning after having a, quote, cardiac episode this weekend. Officials say Wells is in stable condition at UK Hospital. Dr. Jeff Fox says cardiac episodes are often unexpected, but there are some warning signs you should watch out for. Those include chest pain, difficulty breathing, and persistent lightheadedness or dizziness. Dr. Fox says there are a handful of things we can do to keep our heart healthy.
The best way to control that is diet and exercise, but not everybody can do that. You may have a family history of cholesterol. You may have a family history of heart disease. And if those things are present, you really need to know what your numbers are, what your risk is.
Experts stress it is also important to schedule regular checkups with your doctor. Small button batteries are found in many household items, from remotes to toys and key fobs. But many parents are unaware they pose a serious danger to children, and new research shows they are injuring even more kids. Trista Hamsmith says losing her 18-month-old daughter a year and a half ago is a forever healing process. Her family is advocating to prevent other families from heartbreak. Originally, doctors thought Reese had croup.
It was the following day we realized there was a button battery missing from a remote in our home. We rushed to the hospital, and within 30 minutes, they confirmed that she had in fact swallowed that battery.
Reese spent weeks in the hospital, had surgeries, and went into cardiac arrest 3 times. New research in the journal Pediatrics shows battery-related ER visits more than doubled from 2010 to 2019 compared to previous years. Button batteries can burn through a child's esophagus in as little as 2 hours, and the injury can progress even after removed. The votes are in. Kentucky has the best police cruisers in the country. KSP beat out cruisers from all 50 states in the contest hosted by the American Association of State Troopers. KSP's picture that won was their Chevy Tahoe from Woodford County. The picture ended up getting more than 65,000 votes. It will be featured on the front of the association's 2023 calendar. This is a repeat victory for KSP. The agency also won last year. Ahead on Mountain News this morning, where scientists discovered the bones of one of the biggest dinosaurs known to man.
And bands of showers and storms moving in with a cold front today will give us a taste of fall for a couple of days. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.